All right, so this is my Fender Suona Stratocaster. It's a thin line Strat. I've been interested in thin line Strats ever since I saw the Eric Johnson models. Only thing that kind of kept me away from those was they have maple necks, and I'm much more of a fan of darker woods like this ebony and rosewood. We have two custom shop 69 pickups, and then we have a custom Suona bridge pickup. As far as the pickup goes, they sound very stratty, which is I'm a fan of. The bridge pickup is a little bit bright for me, but the tone knob is very helpful on this guitar, and I just turn it down to about 6 or 7, and that pretty much does the job. It's beefy enough to not sound thin too, which is a plus. We have a compound radius. This is a 7.25 to 9.5, which is very comfortable for me. I like to wrap my hand around the guitar neck, so this is very comfortable feeling. And then I play a lot of lead stuff as well, and I don't really need it to be super flat. That's never appealed to me, so 9.5 is very comfortable. We have vintage style tuners, and we have a treble bleed as well. And treble bleeds, I could live without it. I really don't like treble bleeds too much. Something about the way it feels kind of unnatural, and I know that's kind of like weird to say, because all it is kind of maintaining the tone, right? But something about it just doesn't feel natural for me. And so for the body, we have a spruce top, which is very different, and then we have an ash body. And I'm a fan of ash bodies as well. My favorite Strat is an ash Strat, so that's also what was appealing about this guitar. As far as the neck goes, I forget what it is. Let me see. Yeah, so as far as the neck, it's just maple, flame maple. They're saying flame maple. There's not really much of a flame on here. It is a roasted maple neck, which looks very classy with the guitar. We have a vintage 6-screw bridge, which I have it set up to slightly float. That's just the way I play. I use my palm a lot to add a little warble in the sound. Yeah, and as far as that, everything else is pretty much normal. No carve in the neck joint, really. Just a standard neck joint. Also, we have nitrocellulose lacquer. And I've never had a nitrocellulose guitar, but I can tell you that somehow this guitar finds a way to get dings in it. I am not the type of guitar player that bangs my guitars on a lot of stuff, but somehow this guitar has more dings on it than any of my other guitars. Now I see why they use I see why they use polyurethane these days, because nitrocellulose is very easy to chip. As far as the tone goes, as far as the pickups too as well, there's no noise canceling in this guitar. So if you're planning on buying one of these, you must know there's no noise canceling in none of the positions. The vintage style, I guess, setup. So this isn't a reverse wound middle pickup. So they all are noisy. Let's hear some of the tones on the guitar. So this is the neck pickup. Now we have neck and middle. A middle. Middle and bridge. And then we have that bridge pickup. Right, so as far as the bridge pickup, again, as it goes, I may end up adding a metal plate underneath, much more like a Telly pickup. I had a DiMarzio red velvet pickup, and those are kind of based on Tellys with the metal plate under the bottom. And I'm really a fan of what it did for that tone, because most of my guitars, I think all of them actually, all my Strats at least, they have single coil size humbuckers in it, just because I like the beefier sound. I really can't stand the thin sounds of most Strat pickups that you buy these days. This one doesn't have that thinness about it where it's just ice picky, but it's still not beefy enough. And I think maybe adding a metal plate underneath is maybe all it needs. So I'm probably gonna do that to this guitar. As far as it being noisy, I can kind of get away with that with my pedal board as I have a noise suppressor on it. But I just keep in mind that I can't really use this for too much of high gain. So this isn't like a high gain monster here. You're probably gonna be using this from medium to basically like clean sounds for the most part. Yeah, and so this is my Thinline Strat. I'm gonna play you out with a track that I made for this, just to give you an idea of the tones and the context of music. So yeah, here we go.